Afghanistan Ghost Stories, Part 1. There was a soldier who operated with a Special Force squad in the mountains of Afghanistan. A team of 6 were at an observation point. On the second day, they had trouble maintaining radio contact with the observation team. At first, they thought it was because of the magnetic content of the rocks. Then, a soldier spotted a man wearing a white robe running through the rocks. This is what he said. The team walked back to their outpost, and again, the white figure could be seen in the distance. The soldier began to smell bread in the air, and suddenly he felt peace and relaxation. He reported it to another officer, who said, "That's strange. I thought I saw some dude in white on the ridge in front of us." As the night moved on, a sense of urgency, panic, and dread set in. The soldiers put on their night vision goggles. That's when they heard strange noises, and they kept seeing glowing eyes staring back at them, which would disappear when they looked back. Expecting some kind of ambush attack, they held their rifles in the air. Then it stopped. Everything got dark. The soldier noticed on a hillside a man dressed in light-colored robes moving towards them. This is how he described it. The witness also saw lights flickering in the distance near the town. The team made it back to the recovery location. They recounted their experience and were told it was probably due to weariness, panic, and adrenaline. Like and follow for Part 2. Afghanistan Ghost Stories, Part 2. A United States Marine claims to have had a couple of encounters with ghosts while in Afghanistan. One happened in a makeshift office in the desert, which had 3 rooms. He was standing near a back door when he saw his lieutenant come through the door. He said he saw the man clearly, even wearing a frog suit, and he had a mustache. Then a call came in asking for the lieutenant, but the room was empty. The lieutenant disappeared in thin air. He said, "Disregard, nobody is around. It looks like I was seeing things." Then his roommate said, "That's bull. You and I both know somebody is in that room." And I just said, "No, you saw it too. Someone walked in and nobody came out, but nobody is there." In another incident, he was alone working and had a strange feeling he was being watched. He experienced other things like seeing a mysterious heat signature on infrared equipment, wandering and pacing in the desert, but with the naked eye, nothing was there. Another witness saw ghostly figures in the desert. It would stand motionless with its back to them. They watched this figure for 3 hours. When they took a thermal monocular, there was 0 heat signature detected. And then the figure disappeared. 6 months later, his unit saw 2 figures with their backs to them. The witness said his lieutenant went out to check it out, and he came back with a weird look on his face and said, "We're out of here." When asked what happened, he said when they got close to the figures, they were gone. In another account, another Marine said he was with 4 members of a squad on a patrol base next to an Afghan cemetery. He said a rock came hurtling through the air and landed at his feet. He looked out to see what it was, but couldn't see anyone. Then another rock was thrown at him. He put on his night goggles. Nothing. At this point, he freaked out. Like and follow for Part 3. Afghanistan Ghost Stories, Part 3. Observation Rock, known as The Rock, has a reputation of being intensely haunted and cursed. Skeletons and bones of dead Afghan and Russian soldiers have been found there, along with shards of ancient pottery Soldiers stationed there have reported moving objects, strange lights, screams, sounds of footsteps, a heavy feeling, electrical malfunctions, and movements. British soldiers warn American troops of mysterious lights, phantom shadows, dancing lights, noises, voices, screams, or shrieks in the desert at night. One night, Corporal Jacob Lima found Corporal Zolak in fear. Zolak claimed he felt a breath in his ear and a clear voice whispering in Russian. He was terrified. Other things happened, such as hearing footsteps, seeing figures, hearing whispers, and a dog barking at something. Night goggle scan caught a figure in the distance. He lost sight of the figure, but then felt a tap on his shoulder. No one was there, but the dog kept barking. At Forward Operation Base Salerno, on the outskirts of an old graveyard, is haunted by what appears to be a little girl. She can be heard or seen wandering aimlessly. One report is from 2 paratroopers who were on night duty, and they heard a scary, high-pitched laugh coming from their radio. The laugh sounded like a little girl. The next night, they heard footsteps in the tower, and the room became cold. Then, a call came from the other watchtower, claiming to see a small, 3-foot-tall figure wandering outside. On another occasion, 2 Marines saw a young girl through night vision goggles. They took off the goggles, and she was gone. This time, standing on the watchtower balcony. The Marines were reduced to tears, and they refused to go back to the tower. Are these ghost stories in Afghanistan, covered in this 3-part series, just hallucinations? Or are war zones a place that attract entities and energies that can't be explained? A place where the spirits of lost souls hover? Or could it be other unexplained phenomenon, such as aliens or even jinns? We may never know.